Good evening, everyone. Amazing banner unfurled in the stand away on the far side, paying homage to the man who has set new standards, not only at Barcelona, but in doing so right around.
You just step aside and let Messi through, but at the same time I don't think he actually blocked Lionel Messi. But this could be the spark Barcelona looking for.
2 goals short, this man of 70 goals for the season. Astonishing return. Slight deflection and in! Barely any emotion from Guardiola. Polite applause from Tito Villanova, the new coach for Barcelona next season. But Messi finds the back of the net yet again.
And I said this might just be the spark that sets off the carnival atmosphere. There is a slight deflection there. And it gives Christian Alvarez no chance. It comes off a Baena. Just off the top of the midfield player's head.
Christian Alvarez. But it's Messi's 69th goal of an unbelievable season that has Barcelona 1 up at the break.
Yeah, the second half of Granada versus Real Madrid is behind the red button, but if you want to watch...
They'll be grateful for another opportunity.
Lionel Messi, chance to make it 70 goals for the season, a 48th in the league, which would surpass the Romanian Dudu Georgescu's post-war record for league goals in a season. I fancy he'll go on to set many more records, but one at his disposal here. No mistake, with the aid of a post. And I wonder how many years it will be before we witness 70 goals from a single player in all competitions in a season. And he may yet touch 50 in the league alone.
He's grateful for the gift from the referee. He was used to the arm to touch the ball, but it wasn't intentional. There was nothing Christian Gomez could do about it. Let's not take nothing away from Lionel Messi. It's a ludicrous total. 70 goals. It's schoolboy stuff. Every season he gets better and better. His goal tally gets higher and higher.
Out of his feet, Lionel Messi! What more can you say? Other than that is the 20th hat-trick of this sensational Barcelona career.
That's an absolute peach, isn't it? It's a wonderful pass, but it's all about that first touch. The first touch takes it into his path. Victor Sanchez chasing him back. Against most players, you would have a chance on his first touch, maybe making a sliding challenge. But with Messi, it's perfect. And then from that acute angle, there's not much to aim at. It has to be inch perfect. It has to have the power behind the effort to beat the keeper. All things we take for granted from Lionel Messi. We've now Mascherano to take it, hasn't scored. Only a couple of players that hasn't scored this year for Barcelona.
No chance. Once again, it's Messi. Once again, it's in the back of the net. The little man who has bestrode the Guardiola reign like a colossus, and a giant footprint that has now delivered this season alone an amazing 72 goals. Guardiola's last game at the Camp Nou, enduring images, ones you'll be watching for decades to come. The great Barcelona under the great Pep Gvardiola. And the world's best player has delivered all 4 goals in Pep's finale in this wonderful stadium.
Supporters here to say thank you to Pep Gvardiola. And Lionel Messi paid his own tribute to a player who has meant so much, to a manager who has meant so much to the career of Lionel Messi. Again, he sends Alvarez the wrong way. Goal 50 in the league, and that's a hell of a milestone. A significant milestone.
Well, just tell me that the hairs on the back of your neck didn't stand on end when you looked at that embrace. Great meeting, great. Under the watch of Pep Gvardiola, 210 goals for Messi in 217 games under Pep. The curtain comes down on Guardiola's reign at the Camp Nou in perfect fashion. Messi breaking a record that had stood for over 80 years. Scoring 50 league goals in one of the top 4 leagues in Europe in a single campaign. Absolutely outstanding return. And the Camp Nou rises to say one last goodbye to Pep Gvardiola. His career began in 2008 with a defeat in the league at Numancia. The next game here was a draw against Real Betis, and believe it or not, there were 1 or 2 calls for his head. He wasn't experienced enough. He wasn't the right choice. My goodness, he's gone on to prove everybody totally wrong. 4 years, Terry, that'll be hard to eclipse.
Yep, and not just in terms of trophies, but the way Michel Salgado said prior to the game, it's the style, it's the philosophy of the way, the nature that his teams have played. It's a risk game of football. It's all about attack, all about possession. And it's been an absolute joy to watch his 4 seasons in charge of Barcelona.
Com a jugador I com a entrenador. Ens has fet molt feliços. Ens has omplert d'orgull pels èxits aconseguits I sobretot per com els heu aconseguit.
Their usual way of celebrating with the coach by throwing him high into the air, and that's what they've done when they've been winning all the trophies that they have since he took over in 2008. 13 trophies. There could still be a 14th if they go on to win the Copa del Rey against Athletic Bilbao on May the 25th.
Gràcies, Pep.
He says that he's felt great pride in coaching this football club, pride in watching the players perform so well under him. He's enjoyed a love affair with his players. The fans have enjoyed every single second of it. It's been truly magnificent. Well, I'm sure a tear won't be too far away from the eye. Watching back on some of the many moments. The best winning record of any Barcelona head coach in history. Close to 73% winning record. We have to hope that he will be back somewhere in football sooner rather than later. The end of Pep Guardiola's reign at the Camp Nou has resulted in a 4-0 victory over their Barcelona neighbours Espanyol, and all 4 goals for the record-breaking Lionel Messi.
Yeah, it's a perfect fitting for Pep Guardiola. 4 short years. 13 trophies, could be 14 of course, but it's the brand of football that has showed the world exactly what Pep Guardiola is all about. But Jill, I know you're Real Madrid, but it's still an emotional time, isn't it?
Really thrilling, you know? Really thrilling, you know, to see a man, you know, and everybody, you know, giving him the thanks because he's been able, you know, to set up a team that will always be remembered like one of the best teams ever. The way they play, the way they perform, it was a joy to watch. during 4 years, and to be honest, it's really thrilling.
Jerry, there are managers who come in and win trophies, but he's given something extra, hasn't he?
He has. It's a brand of football. He's changed football, I think, forever, because this is what the fans want to see now. They want to see this type of football, the entertainment, the goals. I mean, you've got Messi who's got 72 goals in one season. Where would you ever get a league that could produce that type of football? And they finish runners-up. You know, it's just been incredible, and you can't underestimate the part that he played, and it's just been incredible.
How much of a part has he played in Lionel Messi's development?
I think it was very important. You know, I think Messi has to thank Pep Gvardiola, because you know, the way he's played in the last 4 years, when he had to learn about football. To be honest, I think he had the best master. I think Pep is very important in Messi's development, and I think all the players they know they've lived a great era with Guardiola, and they have to thank him because he was able to do it with his mentality, with his style, with his way to see the football. It's a different way to see the football, and it's not easy to go out on the pitch and try to, you know,
you have to be really brave to go and do what he's done over the last 4 seasons. You know, he's been brave, he's been focused, he's committed so much of his life to this team and the club, not just as a player but as a manager, and this is why he's getting this sort of a celebration and such a great send-off.
4 years at Barcelona, is that almost like 10, 12 years anywhere else?
For me, it was. For me, it's like, even, you know, for Real Madrid fans, it's been like 10 years. But I have to say, you know, I think he's right when he says I'm really tired, because 4 years in Barcelona is a life. It's more than a life. And I have to say, you know, in my experience, I have to say, in teams like Real Madrid and Barcelona, 1 year is like 3 or 4 years in another club. So I can understand, you know, his tiredness. Sometimes it's not physical, it's mental. You know what I mean? It's very difficult to go out year after year. I have the pressure to win all the titles, every single game, by doing what they've done, playing a great football. Yeah.
I think he needs to recharge the batteries. We know, actually, he looks more relaxed in the last couple of weeks since I think he made the decision a few weeks ago, and before he announced it. And he looks more relaxed now that he's come to that conclusion. And we'll see a different Pep maybe in 6 months or a year's time.
We will, of course, get full translations of this for Revista on Tuesday. But does he need to change his management style then? Or will he have to almost be at whatever club he's at, 3, 4 years, and then just take another break?
He's going to take another break. You know, he's going to take a break because he needs it. I know him, and to be honest, he's a quiet man. He needs a time always, you know, to think about everything in life. He's a special guy, and he'll take a break. And his first statement when he quit, it was, I don't know if I'm going to train anymore. If I got the right chance, if I feel, you know, I can do it, I can challenge, I have the right challenge, you know, to keep going, I'll do it. If not, you never know. Maybe I won't train anymore.
What's your gut feeling?
I think he's gonna come back. He's gonna come back. But my feeling is he's not gonna be in Spain.
Yeah, but only at the right club as well. I think it has to be the right club for him, and he knows that. He's a really just man who knows his limitations and what he wants out of football and life, especially after the experience at Barcelona. Wherever he goes, he has to go where he feels he has some sort of chance to play the football,
which is
the football he wants. Well, I think it's England. I do think it's England.
What clubs in particular?
Well, I think Arsenal, that type of football would be right up his street. I think they play the same sort of football that he played, you know, and that would be the prime candidate for me. But then, obviously, Arsene Wenger is still there at the moment, so, you know, what's the space and say?
He needs one thing in England. He needs a club with the fans that fancy a football like that.
Yeah.
And fancy a style like that. That's what he needs.
Well, when Arsenal played Barcelona in the Champions League 2 years ago, they applauded the Barcelona players off the park, and I spoke to lots of Arsenal fans afterwards and said, we've never seen teams who play like that before. It was just unbelievable. Amazing, and they, you know, they held their hands up, you know, and they thought they were a good team. Pat Rice, who's the assistant there, said to me, we thought we were good. He said, but, you know, he said, we just got taught a lesson.
In terms of his successor, Tito Villanova, you've got quite strong opinions, both of you.
Yeah, I know him because I played 2 years with him when I was just 19 years old. My first 2 years in top flight football in Celta Vigo. And if you compare Guardiola with him, the character of both are really similar. Both are quiet men. You know, as players they used to play like centre midfielder as well. Kind of player from La Masia, you know, from Barcelona academy. So both are similar in that. The problem is the influence of Pep Guardiola is not the same influence that, you know, that in this case Tito Villanova.
In what way?
Because he's never played in Barcelona first team ever. So it's not that easy. He's not a big name in Barcelona.
Does he need to nowadays? I mean, look at Jose Mourinho in Madrid.
You know, not
a big player.
The only thing I say is, as a replacement, I think what he needs is he will try to keep going with the legacy, with his legacy. He won't change his style. He's going to try to play that style. He's going to try to train like they used to train.
But that's part of the problem. That's part of the problem for me, because what they've achieved already, how do you get players motivated to go back up to that level again? Because they've started coming down from that. I've seen a change this season where they've not got to the same goals that they aspired to. And there's certain players, the cracks have started to show. And then he's got problems with the discipline. He's going to have to sort the players that need to be sorted out in the summer. And then the signings is all important as well, who they sign. So to actually try and attain or get to the level that Pep Guardiola's had them at, I think it's nearly impossible. I really do.
No, the first thing he has to do is to try to deal with the dressing room. He's got some problems in there. The first one, I think, is one of the captains, and it's Piqué. That's a very important point. And I think Barcelona missed Piqué's performances a lot this season.
Yeah.